Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. I'm John here with Kaiser, who is on the couch one more time. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Happy Cinco de Mayo for those of you that celebrate that particular party day, which we'll explain here exactly where Cinco de Mayo and the celebrations came from. It has very little to do with Independence Day, as most people thought. But first, we'll get into some things that have transpired over the weekend. Political news reports that took place. I kind of boycotted some of it over the weekend due to the fact that we had the Kentucky Derby going on and a lot of reasons to celebrate God's wonderful earth here in East Tennessee this past weekend was wonderful. We got some planting done, a little bit of walking around the property and a little farm work. So we were into outdoors most of the weekend, as I hope you all got a chance to do as well. But during the weekend, I guess the whipped up frenzy over the Democrats' new strategy for defeating the Trump administration, as they put it, is taking a turn down the bizarro world lane on its way to Stupid Town, as usual. Now they're not only talking about impeachment, but they actually got up and said something about the 25th Amendment, which we all begged them to use with Biden when Biden was completely out of his senses and not doing the job or have the capability to do the job, couldn't work the hours even, laid on a beach in a lounge chair most of the time, while thinking his re-election process was just going to magically take place, which it didn't. And we saw what they put up for us to think about having as a president with his supposed vice president. Whatever she did in her time in that position was questionable as well. But it gets more and more bizarre, folks, on a daily basis with these characters that are out singing their way through La La Land, while there is work to be done in the houses of both the Republican and Democratic side, not doing the job of getting these bills through that are necessary to not only spin this economy, but also take care of some of the lost and found department of cash that has been totally misappropriated and not accounted for. But let's take a look at the new strategy plans of the Democratic side of the aisle, aided and abetted by the propaganda machine called mainstream media, as well as some people on the right side of the aisle that have Trump derangement syndrome in their own party. Take a look here.
Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him, but we want him in jail.
Are my ears bleeding?
We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water.
Turn me around, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around.
Thanks, Geritol.
I will build this world from love. Yada da yada da yada da yada.
What Lincoln was was thinking, it's now and it's here. Make it stop, Grant! Make it stop!
It's incredible when you stop and think about the lunacy attached to most of what's going on in that party today with regard to not only a civil war taking place there, but also the mindless individuals that don't even take the time to look and study about what some of the rhetoric that they're coming out with actually means. Just listen to Bernie and AOC and Jasmine Crockett with the oligarchy stuff. It's ridiculous. We all see it now, and they think, I have to say, that they think that we are stupid, that we're not paying attention, and we haven't seen what went on in the 8 years of Obama and the 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration. It's almost sad when it comes down to it. But anyway, today is a day that a lot of people in this country will go out either at lunchtime or after work and celebrate the holiday, Mexican holiday of Cinco de Mayo. And what is it all about? You might ask yourself, there's a lot of misinformed individuals out there that think it is the Independence Day celebration for Mexico. And it has more to do with the French-Mexican War that took place when the country went broke. But let me just sum this all up in a nice little package here for you. Let's watch right here, and then you'll understand.
Every May 5th, Americans across the U.S. take the opportunity to celebrate Cinco de Mayo with parades, parties, mariachi music, folk dancing, Mexican food, and of course, margaritas. But what really happened on the 5th of May? And what are we really celebrating? For starters, it's not Mexican Independence Day, as many people mistakenly believe. Mexico actually celebrates its independence on September 16th. Instead, Cinco de Mayo commemorates an event that happened some 50 years after Mexico won its independence. In 1861, Mexican President Benito Juarez declared that his country was too poor to pay its debts to foreign nations, prompting France to invade Mexico and make it a French territory. But when French troops approached the town of Puebla on May 5, 1862, a ragtag band of Mexican troops managed to defeat them, despite being outnumbered 2-1. Though it ultimately failed to halt the French advance on Mexico City, the victory became a symbol of Mexican resistance against French imperialism. With U.S. support, the Mexicans were eventually able to push out the French for good and restore Juarez to power. By that time, the Cinco de Mayo spirit had spread to the United States. Soon after the victory in Puebla, Americans of Mexican heritage used the day as inspiration for the Union struggle in the Civil War. Americans in the midst of Civil War were inspired by the Mexican victory and began celebrating the 5th of May with parades, dances, speeches, banquets, and bullfights. Today, Cinco de Mayo is actually a bigger holiday in the U.S. than in Mexico, where it's mostly celebrated in the state of Puebla. So when you raise your glass on Cinco de Mayo, take an extra moment to honor the surprisingly American history behind this Mexican holiday.
So, if you want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo for the sheer fact that you like to go out and have a few drinks, some chips and salsa, and things of that kind, and celebrate this holiday, or this, it's really not a holiday here, but we've made it into one sort of, and go enjoy yourself. I'm not beyond having a couple of margaritas myself from time to time. I don't particularly want to be out in crowds for these celebrations any longer because there's too many people that have not been rounded up yet in this country, and that we have to be ever mindful of where we are, what we're doing, and have all of our wits about us at all times, especially in large shopping centers and places of that nature where you're taking time with bags to put into your car and get away. And safety is very important, especially for your wife and children or yourself that can be accosted by these supposedly homeless individuals that are here. And some of them are here that are not legal, that have criminal records, that will rob you, they will rape you, and they will steal your packages and your car and your life if you are not ever cognizant of where you are and who's around you at all times. When you're putting packages in your car, get them in there, get in your car, lock the doors. Do not get out and take any $100 bills off your windshield. They're not real. Get out of there and then check the note later on, unless you have physical damage on your car, which is one of the ploys that they use right now, to scratch up your car. And then, well, we know if you have a Tesla, it's going to happen anyway, but the cameras will get those people. They're too dumb to realize that the car watches itself. And that's just a matter of the process of education that we are devoid of anymore in this country about how not only to take care of yourself, but for watch out for different scams that are going on. And there are a lot of scams. So now that we know all about Cinco de Mayo, I hope you all had a chance to watch the Derby over the weekend and maybe celebrate that with your hats and fancy suits. But we did not watch the Derby as I was out doing some farm work over the weekend. That brings us to AOC. She's not doing too well in her home state of New York. She was out and talked to some people in Queens, New York, I guess over the weekend, and did not get a very warm feedback from those people. They are seeing through the opaque curtain one more time of what she really has to say with regard to being all of that smart. Well, we'll let you decide on that. But we have a little clip of her visit to Queens and how well that went. And, of course, the rhetoric continues from her because she believes that she is the up-and-coming queen of the Democratic Party for the future of the Democrats. She's part of that, what we showed you earlier, of the new strategy to defeat the Trump administration, because Trump bad, we good, and you have to understand we lied to you. We have the media help us lie to you, but you need to get behind us 100% and push for us to be taking back over, starting with the midterms and running into 2028. And look how well we're preparing for it. Well, let's just see how the people of Queens reacted to AOC, the love of the Democratic Party. Take a look here.
Tom Homan, then acting director of ICE, said that he was going to threaten to refer me to DOJ because I'm using my free speech rights in order to advise people of their constitutionally guaranteed protections. And he may want to do it again today. And to that I say, come for me. Do I look like I care?
You're even stupider than you look. love that.
I think that there's a little slippage with AOC in her popularity of her home state, and you cannot get any more Democratic than New York City, but there's slippage there, and it will be amazing to see where she goes next and what's going on. She was out west with Bernie all through the spring break, so we'll see where that goes come primary time. I guess that brings us to probably the dumbest thing that has been said all week on news channels and the like, and some of this comes along with Katie Couric. You remember that name from NBC? You remember the ongoing battle between her and her co-hosts, and whatever took place between her and some of the co-hosts is a matter of rumor mills, but it doesn't matter one way or another. I guess she's doing her own business now since she's not on the morning shows anymore, but let's take a look at the dumbest thing all week, right here.
Let's talk about the arrest of that Wisconsin judge, Hannah Dugan, who was arrested by the FBI on suspicion that she had steered an undocumented immigrant through a side door to evade federal agents. Why is that such an outrage in your view?
So it's two things. First off, I didn't know it was illegal to, kind of hide somebody that has not been convicted necessarily by the feds. They wanted to deport him. I don't know all the details, but so is this saying that if you know somebody who's illegal and they're at your house and the police come, that it's illegal to say they're not there? That's kind of chilling, to be honest with you, if it's like that. But
hey, look, take a look at this.
think about that. I didn't know it was illegal to, kind of hide somebody that has not been convicted necessarily by the feds. They wanted to deport him. I don't know all the details, but
just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
Well, it's incredible, folks. When you think about the storied career of some of these newscasters that carried the mantra for the Democrats for year after year after year, election after election, the proponing of different ideals that were shoved down our throats, and the pure propaganda machine of legacy media, we still put up with the likes of Katie Couric, Jen Psaki, and all those other liars that are out there. But that brings us to a look into the streets of Stupid Town. And with that, we'll take you on a tour. Take a watch here for Today in Stupid Town.
Of protective order. I think it was in December. But I didn't show up to the court because his family washed my brain telling me that his dad was sick and not to do it. So I didn't do anything.
But it turned out that all we needed was a new president.
People tried to talk about the mental acuity of Joe Biden. And as someone who was able to interact with him, I never questioned his mental acuity.
I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
Thank you. Come again.
Well, that brings us a close to this Monday, Cinco de Mayo. So if you're getting ready to go out and have a great Mexican lunch, which is always fun to do, enjoy it. Enjoy the parties if you are lucky enough to have friends and family that get together to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. God bless and enjoy. But please, if you're out and about, drive safely. Do not drink a lot and then try to drive your car. Use the Uber or Lyft, and or if you're lucky enough to have a designated driver in your community of friends, utilize them, and they'll help you get home safe. We don't want to hear of any of our followers or listeners here to be in trouble with the law because we drink a little too much and try to drive an automobile, motorcycle, or any motorized piece of equipment after imbibing in some fun and great times that can be had, especially here on Cinco de Mayo. So with that, we're going to ask you, as we do every day, please pray for our administration, please pray for our president, and pray for peace around the world. There's a lot happening with regard to wars that are taking place, and we all know about the Ukraine ceasefire possibility that we're talking in earnest now with both parties there, both Putin and the Zelensky regime, to try and get this to come to a fast and peaceful end to this confrontation that should not have lasted this long. And God bless all those that have perished as a result of a couple of people that cannot get along with one another, and they would cost the lives of so many people to get their points across, whether it's over land, whether it's over ideologies or the like. And let's not let that happen here, and let's pray and pray often that it does not, because we have, as you see with a simple visit to Stupid Town, we have a lot of people that will, because of their hatred for one person, cause many, many lives to be lost, such as these people that are hell-bent on bringing murderers and thugs back into our country that we've already deported. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because that is a whole nother crux of stupidity that we have to look at every day and understand that they think more of the criminals rather than the victims of these criminals. And there is your Democratic Party. And if anyone in their right mind would vote to bring these people back in, or to help the people that want to bring the criminals back in this country, don't vote for them. This will make them wake up, hopefully. But there's a lot of hate, division, and discontent that is being pushed by one side of the aisle to make you believe that you may have made a wrong choice this last November, which I believe we made the right choice and dodged a huge bullet just based on the fact that when she came back out to talk last week, it gave you a glimpse into what the presidency of Kamala Harris would have looked like. And it's not good, folks, unless you want to watch a lot of word salads and cackling for 4 years. We dodged a huge bullet. We have a president that is well capable of taking care of not only the tariff situation, but the problems that took 8 years plus 4 to make happen in this country, with no one watching the cash register while it all happened. And now we're brought it back to a well-run, well-oiled machine that will work, and it takes time to turn that ship around, get it headed into the wind, and get the area across the deck ready to launch the new programs that make America great again. And with that, we're going to say, have a great and the happiest Cinco de Mayo that you've ever had in your life today. And remember, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for more information, visits to Stupid Town, and some great laughs here and there along the way. God bless you all, and thank you. Bye-bye now. Until tomorrow, Kaiser and I say, have a beautiful, beautiful life. Bye now.